Good morning, everyone. It's your baby boomer, Kitty Lane, from the Peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate. And I'm just kind of moving stuff around a little bit. I have actually recorded videos over the past couple of days, but I didn't get around to uploading them, and I do apologize for that. I know we are doing the crochet along. This is day number 15. Welcome to Sunday, September 15th. I got a really bad headache on the left side of my head. The doctor said the kind of headaches I'm having are definitely stress related. Right now I don't understand what stress I'm under, but hey. I am still working on the basket. Hold on. I'm so close to finish this round. I don't even want to count it until I finish it. I got like 3 stitches left to finish it, so I'll give it a quick count once I complete that. I am back in bed. I got up this morning, cooked breakfast for myself and the babies. We had grits, scrambled eggs and cheese. 2 of us had scrambled eggs and cheese. My grandson is not crazy about cheese. And sausage, smoked sausage. And we're all drinking water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I'm going to be starting on round number 22. I'll be finished this one. This one is not as sturdy. So I'm trying to, I've been thinking, what can I do to make it a little more sturdy? I don't want to take it loose and start over. I was thinking about maybe doing some kind of cross stitch around it. Just something decorative to give it that extra oomph. Oh, wow. The newest spot that I had on my right thigh is doing exceptionally well. I think I told you for a while they were kind of rubbing each other, and there were scabs on both of them, so they were kind of rubbing the scabs off. I'm still sitting in my chair, not as much as I was, because the chair just isn't comfortable. My bed is a lot more comfortable. Only thing I have to deal with here is cutting off the circulation to my legs when I sit up, but the insurance company keeps denying our request for a paniculectomy. And the way it is now, I have to wait until this Medicaid goes through before we can send another request. Yeah. I saw that Pretty Peaceful, a few people from her channel had posted pictures on my Facebook page. I thought that was so awesome. I'm like, yay! sometime this week, I am going to be revamping my description box, because sometime in the future I do plan on having more giveaways, and I want to make sure that all the rules are posted. I did get the package sent off. That was promised. The other young lady said there was no need, for hers, that she understood the situation. I still want to send her something, but so when I went to the post office, right, because I hadn't been to this one in a while. I had gone to the one over on Aberdeen, and I know that they just have a straight up ramp. But the one across the street from me has a lift. And I was on my scooter, of course. So I go in the lift with no problems, go upstairs. It's a little tight coming out, but I made it. And I went in and took care of my business, sent the package. And I came back to get in the lift to go down. Y'all, I had to work for that one. I really did. That was not making it easy for me at all. I forgot what row I said I was on. I know this one is going to be taller than the other. That's one of the reasons I want it more sturdy. I think I'm going to play with it a little bit to see what I come up with. I may etch a mermaid up in this part because it looks more like sparkly water. Do something like the head of a unicorn down in the purple part. I don't know. I'll figure something out. She's Leo, so I might put her zodiac sign in another portion. Just something really cute that will add more yarn and a little more stability. I also thought of, guys, we have tons of chopsticks. We used to eat at the Chinese restaurant a lot. As a matter of fact, we use our chopsticks as coffee stirrers. So, hey, and I have the popsicle sticks. So, now that's an idea. See how I brainstorm with you guys? Y'all are great. Pete, please do me a favor. Please look, don't come around here because I'm on the camera and you don't have bottoms on. Please look in the closet and get me a handful of popsicle sticks.
Popsicle sticks. Cool.
I didn't call you.
What field means? Because I don't know what the field means. That's the only thing I know what is a couple is a two. But what is a field?
I thought I said a handful.
What's a handful?
How many can you fit in your hand?
2? I mean, 10.
Give me those 2, please, and then go back and get me a handful of popsicle sticks.
Okay. I mean, not.
I was determined I wasn't going to pause this today. That's what ended up with the other videos. The one from Friday night, I recorded like 2 Thursday night, 2 or 3 Friday morning before I finally got one that I felt comfortable enough posting. And then there was a lot of interruptions. Please go get me another handful. Thank you. So I kept pausing, and then while I was working on the basket, at one point I forget if it depresses any keys on my keyboard, it'll stop recording, and I still have not learned how to attach videos or put videos together. So that's enough for me to start with. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, ma'am.
There is one more thing I need.
Yes.
Over here. Excuse us for a moment. Still not gonna apologize. Look under that bag up top. Yes, move that bag. No. Give me the big ball of purple.
This?
No.
This?
Yes. Carefully, please. And now sit that other bag back up there. Thank you so much.
Want what?
No, I don't want the light, baby.
Okay, so you need me to.
Yeah, if it wasn't my grandkids coming in the room or getting really loud in the living room, it was my daughter with her music, and she was like super loud. Like they know I'm recording, and it made the situation bad because I don't really feel well. And I'm just like the next person. I get a little irritable when I don't feel well. But I don't fuss or complain. I get quiet and withdraw. Okay. I just want to try one out to see if I tend to do things backwards. Because I was born backwards. My mom and I used to joke about that all the time. I was born by cesarean. And I came out butt first because I kept trying to come out breech. So the doctors had to take me. It was a weird situation because I say the first one of me arrived on the 29th, and they then passed away on the 1st, and I was born on the 2nd of December. Get that close right there. I'm not a seamstress by any means, so I do a lot of things differently. I will sew with both hands. And will. So is there anyone else out there in my world besides me who's been crocheting as long as I have, like forever and ever and ever and ever, who has never tried, well, no, I can't say I've never tried it. I attempted a few times, but ergonomics, amigurumi, I don't know, I can't even say the word, amigurumi, I think I said it right. I can't even say it, so how can I do it if I can't say it? It came from there, goes in there. I think I might get the results I want like this, guys. Y'all. And because I'm using a color close to, it's really not that noticeable. And it's giving me a nice sturdy side. My grandkids are rough. They are rough. I'm wondering if I should put like just a tad of glue in there just to hold it in place. But if we're trying to teach her to be gentle, then maybe this is what she needs. That's gonna look nice. I'm happy. I'm happy. Oh boy. So my daughter changes my dressing for me. And I think that whole situation has me a little down as well. Because I don't know, in my heart, in my spirit, I'm still young, and to have to depend on someone so much. I was just talking to one of my sisters yesterday, and I was telling her, we were talking about relationships, and I, admitted to her that I was lonely, and that I think that I'm just settled in the fact that I'm not going to ever have another relationship. And a large part of it is me, because I don't want to burden anybody, I don't even like burdening my daughter, That's why I push myself to do as much as I can. I would like to, God, I would like to get out and travel again. I miss that so much. Just to say, I'm going on a trip. I'm going on a trip. But it's not that easy. I got one in, guys. And it looks pretty good. See? I mean, she'd literally have to go in and take it out. And she probably will. Yeah, she probably will. But it's for her toolbox, so. And the funny part is, she wouldn't take it out for the popsicle sticks. She would take it out for the yarn. She's I really believe she's going to be a fashion designer. Yeah, she very much loves exploring and experimenting with materials. For the longest time, paper towels were capes. And we had to, and dryer sheets. Oh yes, the dryer sheets that come out of the dryer. Psh, that's a tire. We better not throw that away. She's like, no, that's a cape for Gabby. That's a cape for Simone. Yeah, she's renamed all of her dolls. She has Barbies. Most of them are well, no, she's got an Elsa and she's got Anna also. They got no names. Simone and Kayla and Gabby. Yeah. She wanted to be a gymnast, but the very first day we took her, mind you, I told you that my granddaughter's autistic. So the very first day she was taken to her gymnastics class, parents are not allowed to be in there. And whereas this was disclosed to the teacher, there was not very much supervision. And Destiny doesn't understand that, we're still trying to get her to understand that just because she wants to do something doesn't mean that she can. So she saw all the other girls flipping and everything, and she tried to as well. That didn't work so good for her. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go in here. And back in through here. And she got hurt to the point that she was literally having blackouts. When she came home that day, she was standing in my doorway and we were talking to her, and you could literally see her just like space out. And I called it to the attention of my girls. I was like, look at her. Look at her. And when they looked, it was like, Destiny. We literally had to touch her, and she was like, oh, huh? And they said she did not have a concussion, but y'all know I just had one back in April, Very, very similar. Very, very similar, but at the same time, I'm not happy with the medical situation over at Children's Hospital, which is where she goes. I don't like the fact that her therapist, which is a psychiatrist, and I know they do, is pushing so hard for meds. You know. And because we're fighting so hard for it not to be meds, they're threatening. They're threatening to call social services on us. I'm not taking away from their job. That's their job. That's what they're trained to do. I understand that, but you know, you can go certain places and look up the backgrounds of some of these doctors, and when you find that 90% of her patients are on meds, then to me it sounds like a doctor that's pushing for meds. You know? I said she is verbal. She has her moments. As does her brother. As do I. As does their mom. As does their aunt. You know, I happen to think it's a human factor. But this woman is not on the same page with us. You know, when we ask her, what kind of tools can we use to help her? We're noticing that the timeout corner doesn't help her. We have this thing where we tell them to assume the position, which is the old high school build your muscle things, where you have to stand. Don't think we're doing torture. The time limits are like 15 seconds, 30 seconds. So don't spaz out. You know, and the way I justify it is, if I can do it for me, if I, in my condition, can do it for more than a minute, you can do it 15 seconds. You can do it 30 seconds. We don't go any more than that. Other than that, it's no toys, no TV. You know, and I explained to her, I don't just take things. I explained to her, I said, look, when you do bad things happen. And we can't let you play with your toys and have fun and have a good time and just ignore the bad things that have been done. We have to address them. And we have to treat you accordingly. Like, for instance, she and her brother have their own body wash. We basically use Dove, which is on the high end of the economy body wash. Plus, we all have allergies. So we use Dove, and we use Bath and Body Works. No animal testing. We all know how expensive Bath and Body Works is. Bless her heart. She went through a few bottles of her mom's Smell Good. And then she went through, in one day, an entire bottle of her own body wash. Now granted, she doesn't use it all on herself. Her dolls get special treatment. So I wanted to get right a little mini salon with little empty bottles that she could use, you know, pretend until she gets older and understands the concept. Of course, I don't think Auntie thinks that's a good idea, but Auntie fights me on everything, so. So, but I want her to understand that she has to act a little better, more consistently before Grandma does something like that.
Yeah, that way with toys.
And that's the part we're working on right now. Now my grandson, on the other hand, ooh, that grandson of mine. Y'all, I'm telling you. He talks all the time. Very much the conversationalist. And he's not afraid of the camera. And he feels that every time I'm recording, he's supposed to be in it. Well, I give them, you know, their times, because I know it's something they enjoy. Huh? But he's one of those, if you give him an inch, he'll try to take a mile. I let him in on the video today. It's like I asked him to get the popsicle sticks for me. Kept wanting to come around. We'll see. They have things they're supposed to do when they get up in the morning. And they don't understand. See, I have nightgowns and lounging shirts. To me, this got pockets. That's a lounging dress. So, just because they don't see me in my little black gown or my PJs or whatever, doesn't mean I don't wear them. Okay, I think that's enough for right now. That's enough to give it stability right there. I actually put that popsicle stick a little too close. I didn't want it that close, but it's gonna stay. It is going to stay. Yes, it is. So y'all, please excuse me for a moment. I have to address. I'm back, guys.
Yes.
I did not call you, baby. Okay. This one went pretty quickly that I'm putting in now. Yeah. I'm glad y'all gave me that idea. Thank you. You guys are awesome. If I ever have to do this for anyone other than my grandbabies, I will I'll use glue to hold them in place. I'll still stitch them down. I don't know how much you can see in there. We got 4 in there, and they're there. So yeah, I would use the glue definitely to hold them in place, because these kind of slide up and down still. And yeah. Okay, I think that's enough for right now. Just enough of all of this one for right now. Whew. So I think it was 22 rows we said. 3, 4. 22 rows done. I think that is good for right now. And this is my color bag for her basket. And we still have 6, 7 skeins of yarn, 8, 9 cakes of yarn. I think this is the smallest, and this is next to the largest. Is the green, the true green, that's larger. But I think it's going to end up pretty good. I'm liking how it's looking. Okay, I'm very happy with that. I started to say I'm kind of happy with it, but I'm very happy with that. I am. And being that is already 22 rows, I might take a color out. I might take this green out. No, I might take the dark green out because it is dark, and I'll just go from this green to the yellow because it's kind of a small ball as well. And then after we do the yellow, after we do the yellow, we'll do the orange, maybe. Depends on how it's looking. Then it's the peach, then the pink, then the red, and then the burgundy. I don't think I'm going to be using all of these colors. I'll probably work on it a little bit later. I know that I have ponytail holders because I don't do rubber bands anymore. But I can't seem to find a single one. I can tell you something else. My That's not it. I've misplaced a lot of stuff, y'all. I have. That's the bum part about sitting in bed. Everything, you want everything to be close to you, but as it's close to you, to me, a lot gets misplaced. I just want somewhere. I'll put them in the bag. I wanted to put something around the popsicle sticks. Once upon a time, I was making a shadow box with the popsicle sticks because I have a picture of my mother. And it was so strange. I was having, this was right around the anniversary of her passing. My daughter happened to find the picture. Of course, I was having a really hard time during that time. I still have a hard time with it. I still struggle through it. And I found what I was looking for. Ponytail holders. They're down there. My bed is really high off the floor. I have to literally climb into my bed. So anything down on the floor, my daughter teases me and says I have T-Rex syndrome because I'm short. But I was having a really bad time. And my daughter was going through some things that we had packed in the storage room. And she happened to find that photo of my mom, and she read what my mom wrote on the back, and it was as if she wrote it at that moment. It was touching. It was really touching. But I am not going to hold you guys too much longer. We've been here longer than 40 minutes. I appreciate you all hanging out with me. We are still at 109 subscribers, and I greatly appreciate that. If you feel so moved and want to help a sister out, you can always buy me a coffee. Trust me, I will shout you out when you do. Also, please leave comments for me. I love reading the comments. I am at this point in time recycling through the comments just to remember things that people have said and the advice that I've been given, and I do read the comments, and I love feedback. Constructive criticism is fine with me. No bashing, no trying to hurt my feelings, because you might not like my snarky comeback. Just saying. I'm just saying. I don't look like I have tough skin, but I'm a lot tougher than I seem when I have to be. Only when it's necessary. But at any rate, like I said, please leave me comments. Thumbs up, please. Please, just hit the thumbs. Hit the thumbs. Hit the thumbs. And just help me on my way to monetization. I really want to get there. I'm so ready to be able to put my budget into full effect. I know that sounds really weird. Who in the world wants to be able, who wants to put, because I love structure. I love being a productive member of society. I love feeling like I have a purpose other than my God-given purpose, which I believe is love and peace. And a budget to me is structure. It's just like my crocheting. I told myself, well, before I go to bed tonight, I have to do 3 more rounds on this basket. Well, now that I've included the popsicle sticks, I might convert that over to popsicle sticks. I might tell myself I have to finish the whole bottom row in popsicle sticks. But whatever, I wanted to do this with you all. I picked up another start of a Bobby Creek of a boggy creek blanket. That's this one. I've also decided to add to this one, which was a car seat cover. I've already added the green border. I'm going to go around this with yellow, and then I'm going to do 2 more rounds of green. I'm just doing the moss stitch around. So like I said, I'm going to add a round of yellow, and then 2 more rounds of green, a round of white, 2 more rounds of green. It depends from there whether I add more. I have not measured it. I think oh, here it is right here. Look at that. So far, we are at 27 inches. So I also considered, because the dimensions are 50 by 30, thereabout, or if you do a square, 40 by 40. It's pretty much a square now. It's actually like a couple of stitches wide. It's hard to tell, but it is. So I considered either adding a few more rows, top and bottom, and then do a border around all of that, or just do the borders all the way around to build it out. So we'll see what happens. We will definitely see what happens. I know that's not going to be 10 inches. 13 rather. So you saw that one. You saw the start of that one. Early this morning when I woke up. I wake up with crochet hooks in my hand, y'all, I'm telling you. So I got back on this one. It is definitely on its way. It's looking really good. I'm just looking at my colors. Excuse me. And my grandson's sweater is down there as well. So that's 3 blankets, the sweater, and the basket that I'm working on. I'm looking at this yarn here beside me, and I'm feeling so moved to start something else. But I am going to take what I have and work with that and make something happen that way. The good thing is I'm not having flank pain, but the discomfort of this thing on the back of my thighs is kind of getting to me, and it's like, it's draining because I have to walk a certain way. It's uncomfortable when I stand too long, and anytime I start getting uncomfortable, I start sweating. The last thing I want to do is sweat, because that irritates it as well. The Band-Aids seem to be working really well, but we used the A&D ointment and it completely took one scab off. Amazingly, that one doesn't hurt anymore. Like talking about, it only hurts when I sit in the chair, because the cushion in the chair is just gone. I need another cushion, and I keep forgetting actually when I go into Temu and Joann's and all those other sites to even look for a cushion. But that's what I need. That's what I need next. Or I was considering purchasing 2 pillows and using them as the cushions inside the pad. That way I don't have to put so much stuff underneath it. The pillows will be thick enough, you know. So however I choose to do it, I'll come up with something. It is just 12:30. I'm not going to ask you guys to hang out with me for another half hour, but it'll probably take me that long to upload the video, so that's what I'll do, because I'm ready for my football. I am so ready for my football. Yes, and my boys did win last week, and I'm sitting right here with my hat waiting for another one. I am not from Texas. Am not, but I'll tell you the story again. My mother started teaching me football when I was 3 years old. My mother was a Washington Redskin fan, a diehard Washington Redskin fan. So, because I was being taught that way, I was a Washington Redskin fan too. Then when I was five, I started getting into colors. And the Miami Dolphins had the prettiest colors on the field. So I was a Miami Dolphin fan. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I think my aunt was also at that time for different reasons. And when I was 7, I started learning more about the game. And I was really getting into watching the game. And I was noticing this one coach who got more respect from his team, the opposing team, the announcers. I mean, Mr. Tom Landry got the respect, but he presented himself in a way of getting respect without being ungodly or gaudy, or he just wasn't that easily excited running up and down the sideline type of guy. He wasn't. He was even keel, and his players respected him. Everybody respected him, but he gave respect as well. So I watched him, and I watched his team play, and I enjoyed the fact that he didn't have to show out to get results from his team. So I became a Dallas Cowboy fan, and I started studying them. Oh my God, when I tell you guys, I was really bad into it one time. I never lost love for the Cowboys, but I had to step back as a fan because I was going through 2 and 3 notebooks per season. Every statistic that would run across the screen, I was writing it in my book, and I would study it. I knew how many sacks DeMarcus Ware had, and how many, I am so sorry, how many completions Michael Irvin had, and so forth and so on. I mean, I had all of these figures just running around in my head, and I started incorporating. The funny thing is, although Dallas is my favorite team, no Dallas Cowboy has ever been my favorite player. I know that sounds really weird, but my favorite football player of all times has always been Joe Montana. I love the way that man played football. I mean, he could change a play in the pocket and not call it, but not audibly, but it's like he could read the field and change up in an instant, and it worked. And he was another one who, I think I saw Joe lose it one time, And it was always about composure with me, because I understand that this is a professional sport and these men get paid mega bucks. I understand that. But at the same time, it's a contest. And for people to be getting high blood pressure and passing out on the field and taking these steroids and hurting each other, which is going to bring up another point in a second. But I think somewhere down the line it went too far, and because of the fact it went too far, now the guys are not permitted to play football. What is this opening kick thing? Are you serious right now? Really? It's just like they're adding some more kindergarten stuff to a grown professional game. Now, I understand. I have always thought helmet to helmet, power driving somebody in the ground, I always thought that was harsh. But if you want to be bold enough to stiff arm somebody, knowing that they got on pads, and you run more of a risk of jamming your shoulder, breaking your wrist, learn to maneuver. Hey, but I just think football is a rugged sport. It is. And I ask myself often, have we become soft, or are the conveniences of life making us soft? Are we creating conveniences because we're getting softer, or is the fact that we are the conveniences being made? Are the conveniences actually making us softer? I ask that question, switching off football right now. I look at my daughter, and I know that she got her work ethics from me. It's like, get up in the morning, take your shower, get dressed, get a bite to eat, grab that cup of coffee. We're out the door, and when we're at that job, we're giving 110%. 110%. Any boss that I ever had can tell you, when I'm on my job, I'm on my job. And that's what I do. And whether I'm sick or like I feel right now, if I had to go to work at the hotel, trust and believe I'd be out of here. Well, being that we have a courtyard over here, I would hope to be over here at this courtyard. And I'd hopefully 3 to 11, I love checking people in. That's when you meet the most people. But I would leave here at 2:45. It's 5 minutes away, literally. On my scooter, it's probably 2 minutes away. It's no, but that's neither here nor there. But I would get there for my 3 o'clock. I would give myself time to breathe, collect myself, take my day in, go over everything, run my report, clock in, run my reports, pull out my breakfast tickets for the next morning, set up to have my day going, find out who I had coming in, go ahead on and do keys, key packets. I didn't do anybody's keys until 10:30 at night, if I knew I had late arrivals. And that was usually the regulars that were coming in, so I would know. It's pretty much check them in and give them their keys. But at any rate, professional sports, that's their job, and it's a hazardous job. Being a fireman is a hazardous job. A lot of those guys are so dedicated, they volunteer on their off days. They sleep in the fire station. A lot of the paramedics do the same thing. And I just think that in some situations, life has been made too easy. I do. I looked forward to retirement. It so happened that I went out on disability. I wasn't going to retire until I was 72. So I went out on disability several years before that. But I worked. You know what I'm saying? I gave it my all up until that time, because I was looking forward to that time that I would be able to sit back and have that life of travel, or just sitting at home crocheting, or whatever I wanted to do. But I look at a lot of people younger. The guy that I was engaged to, who retired at 42, I think he was 42. He was 44. But he retired at 44. And I'm like, oh my goodness, when I was 44, and I mean, if it can happen for you, it can happen for you. But my thing is, I wanted to give myself as much life to enjoy as possible, because I understand the fact that it takes money to survive. If it just takes money to survive, it takes money to enjoy life. Nothing is given to us anymore. So like I said, I just wonder if the conveniences of life were created because we are getting softer, or are we getting softer as a result of the conveniences of life? Because football is not football anymore. I look at games sometimes and it's so close to flag football, it's not funny. It is. It's so close to flag football, it's not funny. No, I don't want to see all the fights on the field. I think the fights are stupid. I'm just putting it out there. Why in the world would you want to punch somebody that's got on all this hard plastic or extra foam, extra padding, and run the risk of breaking your hand? That's crazy. That is so crazy. That's like a boxer fighting an umpire at a baseball game where he's got a catcher, we'll say a catcher, where they got on the full body padding and the wire mask. What you gonna mess up your hands for? But yeah, and then I look at the fact that basketball has become more like football. When I played basketball, don't laugh, but when I played basketball, you jump up to block a shot, rebound, take a shot, whatever. We were trained. My mom was our coach, and my mom trained us clean, straight jumps. If you were trying to draw the foul, that was one thing, but understand, if you don't do it properly, you're going to end up being the one being charged with the foul. We get that. But I look at them play. I mean, guys literally bear hugging each other and officials letting it go. I'm like, oh my goodness, am I looking at football indoors or what? At the same time, I understand and respect the fact that things change. I do. I do. We all progress. And my definition of progression or regression may be different than the next person. So I'll let that stay there. Guys, I'm going to let you go. I love you. I just need you to love you so that you can love me the way I deserve to be loved, because you deserve to be loved the best, because you are the best. You're the greatest. You're awesome. Own it. So until we meet again, peace out, guys.